Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. Today we're doing something a little different. We are putting a new bumper on this 22 Wrangler JL. It's from a company called Barricade. Now the thing is, we're making this video because Barricade asked us to, because they don't know how it'll fit this particular year because it's only designed for 2018. So this is the bumper, this is the truck, and we're going to walk you through it and see how it goes and whether it fits or not. Okay, so the plan is we're going to use the instructions and kind of use them as a base, and then we'll start taking the OEM bumper off. But first, let's take a look at the new bumper. You want to cut that open, or? It's a pretty stout thing. It's heavy. How many pounds do you think it weighs, Derek?
Probably 50 pounds.
Yeah, it's got to be 50 pounds. It's got a nice winch hole mounting bracket, nice mounting surface for a winch. Okay, step one, remove the plastic pin securing the factory splash guard to the vehicle. Where the heck, you got one of those?
I do.
All right, it's on the, what is
This one right here.
all right, so we're gonna take that off.
That doesn't look like it's push pins. It looks like it's a sock.
Not push pins, you don't think? Yeah, so it's definitely not push pins. It's an 8mm on this one. Looks like an 8. Man, you kept this thing pretty clean. Yeah, definitely needs an off-road bumper. Yeah, they got push pins across the top. So we'll pull all those push pins out. That should pop right out. Okay, so step 2, unplug the fog lights and loosen the 8 nuts securing the bumper to the vehicle. And then remove the bumpers. Okay, that looks pretty straightforward. Looks like we got the same 8 nuts.
You want here?
Yeah. We'll find them. Yeah, I'll unplug the, that's your, is that the fog lights there?
Yep.
Well, that's easy to get to. Okay, good deal. All right, so the instructions say there's 8 bolts. So far we've found 4. So we'll just take them apart and see how it goes. This connector, you just push in from the back and it'll release. You think you should do it from the front, but actually do it from back here. You just put a little flat screwdriver in there and that'll pop right out. They don't tell us in the, they don't tell in the instructions where the 8 bolts are. They just said there's 8 bolts. Okay, so this looks like we can get to all 8 bolts. Pulling the front cover off, not mentioned in the instructions. So we're gonna pop this whole front fascia off, and then we should be able to get to the bumper bolts, which look like they're back in here somewhere, I would think. Yeah, behind here somewhere. So looks like this whole front fascia's got to come off. So we're gonna get rid of all these push pins, and we should hopefully be able to get in there. We're attempting to get this whole front cover off. It looks like that's how we get to the rest of the bumper bolts. Again, we're working with no instructions for this particular year, and we don't have a lot of common sense. So, so it looks like we got a whole bottom, this whole bottom section that we took the first 2 8mm out has to come out before we can take this off, so we can get at the 2 more bumper bolts that are right there. So it's just a ton of push pins. Every push pin you find, the bottom, take it out. Okay, plan is to pop those two and the big nuts off that bumper, holding it onto the brace. It should just pull forward when we...
Yeah, there's more on
Oh, there's more on that side?
more on the inside. Definitely tight. How is that? Next side.
Hmm?
Try to keep your shoulder against that or something.
Hold it in. Yeah.
Alright. Another 4.
More bracket. Alright, easy enough. Okay, very good. That was it. A couple extra bolts we couldn't find. They weren't on the instructions, or we couldn't find, so.
Fog lights.
Fog lights, put fog lights in new bumper. That's the next step. And it looks like it's just a couple of bolts. Oh, so you think we're gonna have to
So
pull
it looks like we took these off and we're ready to go, but now it looks like the harness goes up in the front of the bumper. So it looks like we're gonna have to remove the skin to
Yeah.
get to that wiring harness to pull
Pull.
the wires out.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull all these out, you think? All these
Yeah.
8s out?
Yeah.
Okay, so a ton of 8mm on that. Pulled that off. This gives us access to pull the whole wiring harness for the fog lights. So we'll go ahead and pull the rest of that wiring harness and those fixtures out, I guess, and we'll see where we can mount them up to. It looks like the instructions have like 2 wiring harnesses that just connect into right into the individual balls, where in this 22 they used a one big harness and one connector, so it's a little bit different for sure. Okay, so your fog light fits in here, but it's a big gap right here. So they provide you with a bracket that goes right there.
And
This
there,
bracket.
just test fit it real quick. That's it.
So in the kit, it's found these little tiny screws out of this kit, which is in the bag, which is in this bag, is the mounting hardware. Are those threaded?
They are.
Okay, so we'll just screw in from the top.
Well, it's not.
Can you just go right through the hole in the top? Go through the hole in the bracket.
No, it's offset.
Oh, it's offset. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. See, that's the things they don't tell you, or tell me. So I'll mount that bracket and go from there. Pro tip: that stupid thing they give you is about useless. We're using a big one out of the toolbox.
2.5.
2.5 is the size. Now that the bracket's in, it's nut and bolt, and it is slow and tedious and a pain in the ass, but it will go together. And then we'll figure out put the other one in, and then we'll figure out how to mount the wiring harness, because it's not the same as previous years. That side you did? So when you're putting this in, we suggest, after messing around, put the bolt in from the back and put the nut on the top. There's just no other way to get it. You'll be there for 6 weeks trying to get it in. We'll figure that. We're gonna figure out the mounting bolts next, which appear to be pretty straightforward. Looks like, according to the instructions, they mount from the back of the bumper and through the plate.
I think we'll try and incorporate these back in.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Just make sure this stays beefy with
Yep.
that new bumper.
Yep, I agree with that.
So, but we're not throwing these out. We're
No.
reusing them.
Will they like it or not? Okay,
Alright.
so if we want to test fit, or take a look at the hardware, or
Yeah, let's look at the hardware and see exactly what we
okay, so this is the hardware we're looking at. I think it just kind of goes in from behind here.
Make sure we don't pinch wires.
Yeah. it's just going to be kind of lining things up.
Yeah. Well, since this stuff doesn't go anywhere, I think I'm just going to pull this harness out so we don't pinch it when we go.
Yeah, we can run that anytime, I think. It'd be easy to get to.
Put this thing on there, so.
Yep, that's just going to be a matter of drilling some holes and lining things up.
So I recommend we'll put that on later.
Yep. What we did is we pulled this one in first, but then we can't get the other one apart to get the other one in, so we got to do the right and we got to do this side and this side at the same time. So we got to hold it up, slide it in. It should hang. All right, so we got the one bolt over there inside, and then now we're putting both bolts in here.
So I'm finding the easiest thing to do, take it like this, slide it in, get it up in there and hold on to it and just let it swing down. So now we're ready to go.
Now I'm gonna edge it in.
And I'm gonna adjust it as it comes in. So definitely a two-person job.
Yep, okay. We got both bolts in. Yeah, it's a bit of a bitch to line up. You had to you gotta get your fingers in there, and you have to hold the other side with a screwdriver. We got them all in on this side. So we're gonna remount the brackets on both sides, mount that up loosely, and then finish the other side. Okay, so we've got the bolts in, started. These ones go the other way.
Second part.
Is lining up the inner bracket with that bolt. We're having trouble seeing what we're doing, so we're going to take this extra guard off. See if we can get in there a little bit cleaner. Get things lined up. Yeah, there we are. That kind of opens things up a little bit.
Yeah, to reach this here,
Yeah.
this bolt.
Yeah, I think that.
These inside ones.
Yeah, I think they mentioned about a splash guard, but I think it was different on the different years. So that's just two bolts, and that makes life a little easier. So we retained these extra brackets. Instructions don't mention them, but we feel they are structure, make it a little stronger. So we'll make sure we're putting those back in. They line up just here. This is your fog light connection, which we'll connect. There's one on each side of this. Okay, wiring harness. We just found some existing holes. That didn't work very well. It's not going to work there. And this, we're going to zip tie it in, and it's a little rudimentary, but there is a winch going on this, so we'll have a little more mounting points after that. Okay guys, there we are, the Barricade bumper for the 22 Wrangler JL, which isn't supposed to fit a 22 Wrangler JL. Fits okay with a little bit of experimentation and putting brackets in. We think that the mounting point for the fog lights is horrible. It should just be some self-tappers. Putting those little bolts in is stupid. Other than that, the brackets for mounting the bumper are a little bit wonky. They should be welded in, or should actually just be threaded, be a little easier to work with, but it works, it's functional. It's strong as hell. I think it's good. Derek, thoughts?
Yeah.
Happy with it?
Happy with it.
Ready to run into something?
Yeah, let's go bash some trees or something.
And next few, how big a winch you think of putting in there? Any ideas yet?
9,500.
9,500? Should be plenty to pull this Jeep out of the parking lot.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it. We're pretty happy with it. A few little different things. What was the cost of this thing anyway? What's it run?
It is like 300, 400 bucks.
How do you feel about the price versus the quality?
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a well built. I mean, time will tell, but as of right now, I think for 300 bucks you can't really go wrong. Well, guys, thanks again. See you soon.
See ya.
Bumper.